The Sefer, Bשוret Gאולה, which was worked on the Likut by Harav Shmuel Chaim Bluming Shlita. He brought the Sefer to the Rebbe. It's the first Sefer that the Rebbe was Magia. I don't want to argue about it. The Rebbe checked it over from the beginning till the end. That says in it, Melech HaMashiach. You don't need any greater simon, any other greater raya. The Rebbe's maskim, 100%. And the Sefer says in it, Melech HaMashiach, clearly. And the Rebbe was maskim to print the Sefer. This is the first Sefer which has in it the Rebbe Melech HaMashiach on the Rebbe's Hagod. The Rebbe was Magiyat 100%. We konnte ze nilkutu rak hakatoyi masichois hamugahois shenit besu besifrei hasichois tavshenun beis me'eis hach razas kveid kedushas admur melech hamashiach shlito bepam arishoino b'shabes parshas rei tavshenun yigi azman gulas. Okay, which is something which the Rebbe was magia, and there's nothing to talk about. The Rebbe is masking 100%, and there's not enough times we could say this. And this is a Sefer which the Rebbe let them print. Why you're going to find these stories in Eira Pratis and different things that the Rebbe taught the people in Yechidus and in Tavshin Yud and in Tavshin Chaf and in Tavshin Lam and in Tavshin Mem and I don't know what. The Rebbe saw the Sefer and the Rebbe was masking that it should be printed with Arkinei, with Arki Shalom. It is the Tayu of the Kalim the Tikkun, and it says in it Melech HaMashiach. Shabbos Parshas today, Mevarchem HaChodesh El Tavshin Nun. We're going to speak a little bit about Eis Aleph, Eis Beis. I'm going to try to go through a stickle, the Sefer. There is Yiddish and there is also Lashon HaKodesh. We're going to do the Rebbe's Lashon. Zayin and Shoyin V'Kurim Givaran Di Simonim in Chazal. It is already the Simonim in Chazal were already Mekuyim. If saves man Agalos and the end of the time of the exile, the end of the time of Galos, Un Zman Gאולה, and the time of the redemption, the time of the Gאולה. Koil, which is including in this, the Simin in Yalkut Shemaini, the Simin that is in Yalkut Shemaini, was Nisparsim Gevaran La'achreina, which the Rebbe says the Simin was Nisparsim La'achreina, somebody put up in the back doors of 770, the Yalkut Shemaini. The Rebbe walked by and the Rebbe saw the Yalkut hanging on the door. And what does it say over there? Amar Rabbi Yitzchak Shana, Melech HaMashiach Niglaboy. The year that the Melech HaMashiach is going to be in his Gaula, Kol Malchi Ha'umis Ha'ilem Izgarim Zebeseh, all the Malchi Ha'umis are going to come into a discussion and they're going to have a little argument, a little fight. Melech Paras, the king of Persia, Mizgarav Melech Aravi, he's going to fight with the Aravi king. V'hoylech Melech Aravi, Aram, the Melech Aravi goes to Aram, little eight mehem, to come and get advice from the nation Aram. As they state in the Yalkut. In all the world, all the other nations, Mizrash, Mizbalim, and they're all a stickle to tumult and Mavuvul and worried and they fall on their faces and they start having the pains of like a woman which is before the birth, which the pains are the pains, and that's what the feeling is. Yisrael, and the Yidden, Misrashim, Misbalim, V'imrim, V'heichanav, V'leidach, V'heichanav, V'leidach. And all of a sudden, because of this whole pachad and this whole tumult in the world, that there's a whole balagan, a whole cholent, the Yidden are Misrashim, Misbalim, they also come into this panic, this idea of fear. They say, V'heichanav, V'leidach, where should we go? Where should we go? Where should we come? What are we doing? Maybe she tells them, my children, don't worry. This whole balagan, this whole idea is tafke for you, tafke for my children. What are you being afraid? The time of your redemption has arrived. Go into Yisrael. Don't be like the Meraglim, which are afraid, and all the people that are dying, or if it was one person, if it was Eiyer, whatever the discussion of Gemara Marcus may be in the Saita, the Nekuda is that the Eibush says, not like the Gula Rishayna, the way it was in Mitzrayim is going to be the Gula Asulav, the Gula which is going to be now. There was pain, Shibud the Malchus, and he went back into Golus, and back into Charters, and back into problems. After that, this is going to be the ultimate redemption. Und danach ist der Mamshech in Yalkut, and the Yalkut continues, Shano Rabbi Seinu B'Shah, Shemelech HaMashiach Ba, the time that Mashiach comes. Not only this idea that it's the year that the Melech HaMashiach is Gala, when Mashiach himself comes, Ba, Imid Al-Gag Beis HaMikdash, he will stand on the rooftop of the Beis HaMikdash, Umashmirlem the Yisrael, and he will let the Yidden know, V'Imer, Anovi Migias Mangu Laschem, humble ones, the time of your redemption has arrived. Kain Tialanu, so should it be. As men had Melachatchil, and it was to strecken, there is nothing to be afraid of. Warum and Hod showing the Haftacha, we have already this Haftacha, the Eibush already gave us the Haftacha, the promise, the commitment Al Tiro, he gives man Gam Lashon Haftacha, he gives man Gulasa. Al Tiro, in the Lashon of Haftacha, the time of your redemption has arrived. As Moshiach Tzidkein is over Poil kommen Shoin und Shoin stay in Al-Gag Beis HaMikdash Machri is Mashmir sein as Moshiach is Shoin gekommen. Min Kein Yiratz, and Rebbe says it should be Kein Tialonu, not only we're speaking about it, it should take be Moshiach should come and do this and give us the Achraza and stand the Beis HaMikdash and tell us Yigia as Magul Asim. And later in the Sichis, in the Fabrengens, the Rebbe was explaining this idea of Imid Al-Gag Beis HaMikdash, that Gag, we find in Gemara Psachim, Gag is loinis chatru. The Gag wasn't Kodesh. And the whole idea is that Gag, the Rebbe says, is a hachraza which is coming from Chutz La'aretz. The union of Gag Beis HaMikdash, on top of the Beis HaMikdash is a makim, she'einen is Kadesh, is dafke the hachraza is coming from Chutz La'aretz. The Rebbe is already saying the hachraza. In his base, the Rebbe continues, which was Shabbat, Parshas Nitzavim Vayelech. It was on a Wednesday, Chav Beis El Tavshin Nun, 1990. The Rebbe says, in Zet B'Shnas Nisim, right now we are in the Shnas Nisim, the year of Nisim, Tavshin Nun. We as Ved Mekuyim the Simonim of them in Chazal, like we explained, and we see that the Haftacha, the promise, and all the Simonim of Chazal, the end of the Zman of Agolus and the beginning of the Zman of Agolus has started. Koil the Siman was stated in Yalkut Shemeni, including in this the Siman which is brought in Yalkut Shemeni. Which we mentioned in the past a few times. The year that the Melech HaMashiach is going to be revealed. Melech Paras Mizgar Melech Arabi, Melech Arabi Laram, like we mentioned, the whole idea that there's a whole tumult in the world, there's a whole Mishka Babel and Simchas Torah, Dika Eifen in the whole world. The Yisrael tells the Yidden, my children, don't be afraid. Kol mashal sisi lo yasisi ela bishvilchem. Al tiro igiazman gulaschem. Und danach ist mamshech in Yalkut. Visha shemelech hamashiach bo. The time that the Melech himself comes, he will stand on the roof of Beis Hamikdash. Umashmiel them to Yisrael, and you will let the Yidden know. V'yimer anovim humble ones. Higiazman gulaschem. The time of your redemption has arrived. So we have to know, the Rebbe comes out with this achroza. The Rebbe tells us, and the Rebbe chazes it over again and again. Anovim higiazman gulaschem. Shnas nisim. Shnas arena niflois. The whole idea of Nun Aleph, Nun Beis, Nun Gimel, Nun Dalet, Nun Hey, Nun Vav, the whole Hemshech. There's this idea that the body can't live without a head. The Reish B'nai Yisrael, the Melech HaMashiach comes and he gives a achroza, Yigi Azman Gulasa. And the only thing that needs to be done is to open up our eyes. We need to open up our eyes. The Rebbe gives two Mishalim, brought down a Chassidus, that a person could go into a dark room and there is a very, very precious jewel in the room. The problem is that it's covered over with shmatis, and the room is dark, and you can't. You're crawling on the floor. You're tapping. You don't want to smash your nose into something, and you're trying to tap around in the room and see and find. And the person tells you, no. In the room, there is a very, very precious jewel. We have to know that this precious jewel is here. The Gאולה is arrived. We need to find the light switch and turn on the light switch, and then take away all the shmatis and find this diamond. The other muscle that Rebbe gives is a baby which was born with glasses. You can say, I can see the sun. The baby's going to say, I can look up and see the sun. But if you would really know what the light, the gil of the sun would be, he wouldn't be able to see the sun. Narvas, what's the whole idea? He was born with a mosach, a mavdil, with a glasses, tinted windows on his face. He was born with this idea that he was born in a helen vest. He was born in a way that it's possible for him to see the sun. But the ge'etzim gilui of the sun, he can't see. So what's the nukod over here? That the gilui is real. The diamond is here. The sun is in full force. None of us. On the Nivra, there's a Gilui, there's a Tzimtzum, there's a Helen Vahas, like the Rebbe Rashab brings down in Tavrish Mem Gimel. There is a Maimer of Tana Rabbanan Er Chanukah. There's another Maimer with the name of Haomnam. There's different Nekudas, different Msheichim of the Gilui Likus Davk in this world. And Ani Avayali Shinisi, the Rebbe Rashab explains the whole idea of that Lifnei, how can you say that what? Before there was no world, and now there's a world, and you're going to tell me what? Taka, there's no shinui. Before there was no world, now there's a world. All of a sudden you're going to say, Ani violation Nisi. So what's on the code? He mentions the whole idea again that the Tzimtzum is only on the Nivra. The Helen Vehester is only on the Nivra. The Eibishter, the Rebbe, is in a Eifen of Gאולה. They're already living Gאולה. They're already in the place, and they're telling you, come see what we have, come into our world, take the Moshiach glasses, take the Moshiach goggles, take off the Masach HaBarzel, and come into our idea. One of the Nekudas that Rebbe Rashab says is to live in an Eifen of Hashgacha Pratis. Try to find and see every single thing you have in your life in an Eifen of Hashgacha Pratis, how the Eibusher is taking us and feeding us and showing us the way in every single step. And a person, it's up to him to decide if he wants to see the Hashgacha Pratis or not in this idea. There's another Hemshech in Tiku Samach Dalid, where he speaks about the idea of a baby, the second he is born. Miyad Shatinnik Neilin Matzali Siabesh Kasbotan and the Gemara, that the second the baby is born, he already starts to get dry. The marshal they bring down is about someone that throws a stone. So you're going to say that when you throw the stone, how much koyach does the stone have? While it's going up, be'etzim, it's already coming down. How could you say while it's going up, be'etzim, it's already coming down? The stone doesn't have its own koyach. It has the koyach that the person put in it from his hand while he threw the stone. Now, the second it goes up, it's on its way down. Like the baby, the second he was born, he's starting his life, but it doesn't have an everlasting koyach. It's going up. And the second to finish the koyach goes, it's going to fall down. The same thing is with different ideas which were created in this world. However, the bria of the world is yesh ma'ayin from every single second. The Eibusher decided to create the world from new every single second, which brings us to this idea in Gemara Shabbos. If somebody destroys something on Shabbos, he is chayiv for destroying this idea, because it's the same thing as if somebody wants to get rid of his kas, his anger on a mess on Shabbos, and he decides to rip something. So it's the idea of he's been mataken on Shabbos, so he's also chayiv. So it comes into the discussion of what it says. Magid v'Rav Chukom Mishpat L'Yisrael. The Eibusher tells the Yidden to do something, so he himself is mekayim the mitzvah. The Eibusher, it says in the Torah, Shafach Alem Chamasi Aleitzim Alavon. Why did the Eibusher Shafach Alem Chamasi Aleitzim Alavon? Because Ba'atzim the Eibusher wanted to destroy the Beis HaMikdash. The Torah says, a person shouldn't destroy the Mizbeach, and the Eibusher decides himself to come and destroy not only one Beis HaMikdash, to destroy another Beis HaMikdash, two Beis HaMikdashes. I'm not going to take something from the Beis HaMikdash. I'm not going to destroy something from the Beis HaMikdash. The Eibusher decides to go and destroy the Beis HaMikdash himself. Well, what's going on over here? So this is the Avkif. What? He says it. He decided just to destroy. And Rahman al-Itzlan, if the Eibusher wouldn't destroy the Beis HaMikdash, it says it would be on the Yidden. Al-Chamasi al-Eitzim al-Avonim. The Eibusher decided to bring out his kas on what? On the building instead of doing it on the Yidden. But it's still not enough. It's still not an excuse. So the Nekuda is, like the Rebbe says, it was in of Soiser Amanas Livnois. The second he destroyed the Beis HaMikdash, it's only possible for him right now to build the third Beis HaMikdash. If there is a building, a small shack right here in this place, and I want to put up a big building, I have to destroy the small building, and then I can rebuild a nicer, bigger building. Not Chas V'Shalom to say that the first Beis HaMikdash and the second Beis HaMikdash are a small shack. The Nekuda is that he can't put up the second one if the first one is still there, and he can't put up the third one if the second one is there. So the Rebbe says the first second, from then that he destroyed the second Beis HaMikdash, it wasn't a destroying. That second already started the second of Gula, because right now it is shayich to have the third Beis HaMikdash. Before then, it wasn't shayich to have the third Beis HaMikdash. So the same idea is with the stone. He threw it up, like we find in the Chasidus that what in Tikkun Samadal, he threw it up. So the second he threw it up, it's already coming down. We find this different idea that from the second the person leaves something or he starts something, it is not just for that itself. There's a hemshech. There's a continuation. You know by the Rebbe's Chasna in Tafrish Pei Yudal Kislev, when the Rebbe went to the Yichud room, the Rebbe Rayatz took the gartel and he surrounded the Rebbe and the Rebbe Rayatz together. They were wearing the gartel for a few seconds together under the same gartel. What's the Nekud over here? It's the Deir HaShlishi. But when was it shaykh there should be a hemshech? When was it shaykh that there should be a continuation of the Rabbeim, of the Nesiim? Tafke, not when the baby is born. Tafke from the first second that the Rebbe was chasna the Beit Nesiah, the second that the Rebbe already was marrying into the Rebbe Rayatz's mishpacha, that's already the next generation. That's already the beginning. There's different ideas that we find that the second something comes in contact that already has a hemshech, a pula for the later, for the future. So the Nekuda is that it shouldn't be an Indian of just Soiser. We should actually have the binyan. And into the whole discussion, the Chayda, the Mishkan, it says the Mishkan was nignaz. Why couldn't the Eibusher nignaz the Beis HaMikdash? Why did he have to destroy it? So one beer, like we mentioned, would be Shafach Alem Chamas Eleitzim Alabonim. If it's buried, it's not in it of destroying. You have to dabka destroy it. He brought out his kas, like we said on Nechas Shabbos, that he brought out his kas. He ripped the thing. He broke the thing to get rid of his pain on Shabbos, and that's why he would be chayiv. So the same thing is with the Beis HaMikdash. The Eibusher brought out his kas, his pain on what? On the bayis, Mashenke the mikdash, which is a davar arai, which is something which could be nignaz. However, a house, a building, the only thing you could do is destroy it. You can't bury it. And a davar nitzchi, like we find in the Arin, was davke nignaz. A davar nitzchi stays lo'ilam vod. So if the Eibishter wouldn't have broke the base of mikdash adrabe, then there wouldn't be this thing of chamasya la'itzim alabonim, and there wouldn't be this idea of soisar amanas live nice, because a davar which is nignaz, like we find by the Arin, would be a davar which is l'doidus. All this is nice and good and fine, but the nekuda is that there should be this galas. The Rebbe is all showing aufstein, even the gag beis hamikdash, which is gagis lein itzchachu, which we said is the idea of chutz la'aretz. The achraza should come out already, and already came out, and we should be in this gala. We should come and be in this gala and live with the Rebbe, with the Moshiach dike, Ga'ula dike glasses. We're going to give the Rebbe a bracha, and we have to have in mind kavana pirush mills like a regular bracha like somebody makes. Yichi Adinenu, Meirenu, Verabenu, Melech, HaMashiach, Le'olam Vod, L'chaim, V'levrach, D'ikris, Yizgalos, take from Yad Mamish.